Hello everybody, welcome to Rookies Learn to Crochet. My name is Amber Johnson with Half Double. I'm so happy to have you here for this lesson. Today we are going to be learning about the half double crochet stitch. As you can see, I've already made a little swatch right here that has the stitch in it, and this will be the basis for our lesson. So come on in and join me and we will learn how to do it. So welcome back to Rookies Learn to Crochet. Today we're going to be learning how to do the half double crochet stitch, and I'm going to walk you through it. Now, up until now, we have learned how to do the single crochet and the chain stitch. So this is what we have as all of our chain stitches right here, nice and beautiful. This is how we'll start out. So instead of just going into your stitch and pulling up a hook like a loop like this is our single crochet, remember. We're going to be doing an extra step. All we're going to do, now we're going to be starting all of our stitches in the second chain from the hook, 1, 2, right here. Some people have you go 3, but it will leave kind of a gap at the end of your work, and I like to avoid that, so I like to keep it nice and tight. So we'll go into our second stitch. Now instead of just going straight in, you're going to be yarning over your hook and then going into the stitch, pulling up a loop, drawing it through. You'll have 3 loops on your hook instead of 2. This time we're going to be yarning over again, and instead of pulling through 2, we'll pull through all 3. And that will complete your first half double crochet. So we're going to do that one more time. We're going to yarn over, go into your next stitch, yarn over, pull through a loop. You have 3 on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. Okay, we're going to do that a little slower this time. We're going to go yarn over. We're going to work into our next stitch, which is right here. We're going to yarn over again. We're going to pull through to draw up a loop. Now we have 1, 2, 3 loops on our hook. Now we're going to yarn over again and draw through all 3 loops on the hook. Okay, so let's get the yarn rearranged here. So now you can see we have made 1, 2, 3 stitches so far. And it's just a little bit taller than the single crochet stitch that we've been learning. And that's what's really cool about it, is it's the half double crochet is basically just one step up in height from your single crochet. It sits between your single and your double as far as height goes. So it's actually my favorite stitch. It makes your project look like it's going a lot faster, and it's so much fun to do. So let's try it another time. Let's go over and into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. You have 3 on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. Okay, so finish that row and I will show you how to turn your work when we get to the end. Here we are at the end of our row. We have all of our half double crochet stitches standing nice and tall like soldiers. So to get to your next row, you're going to be turning your work just like in your last project. So we're going to chain 1 and then turn your work to go back the way you came. Okay, simple as that. And then we'll just work back the other way. So yarn over, go into your first hook here, because remember the chaining does not count as a stitch. Chain over like that, pull through all 3, just like that. And then we're going to work back through our project, just like so. Okay, so work to the end of that row, and I will see you again and give you a couple of tips for finishing off the edges. Okay, so here we are at the end of our second row. Now, a big mistake for beginner crocheters or rookie crocheters is that they get to the end of the row and they forget to put a stitch in the turning chain of their previous row. So this right here is where you're going to put your last stitch. And I know sometimes it can look a little confusing, so we're going to get a little closer so you can see. This is our turning chain. Remember how we chained 1 from the last row up? We're going to be putting our last stitch of this row into that stitch. And this isn't just for half double crochet. This goes across the board for all of your rows on all of your projects. So this will keep your edges very nice and neat, and you won't have any gaps. So let's finish our row. We yarn over, and sometimes it's hard to get it through both loops, but if you work it a little bit, you can make sure that you get it through both. See, both loops. Yarn over, pull that puppy through. You've got all 3 at the end, yarn over, and pull through again. So this is what your finished project should look like. After you're all done, this is what your edges should look like. Nice and straight. Nice and straight and even edges, just like that. So, thank you for joining me on this episode of Rookies Learn to Crochet. Join me next week where we will put our newfound skills to the test and we will be making a brand new project. So I hope to see you back then, and happy crocheting.